Hey, I'm Alice Green and this is my story. It began when I felt something wrong. I scratched myself and realised it was sore and painful. I left it, but then I noticed it was red and bumpy. I could feel a hard lump. So I booked a doctor's appointment. I told the doctor something was wrong. Something didn't feel right. They told me it wasn't serious. It's probably a fatty lump. He made me do a pregnancy test just in case. I'm gay. Of course it came out negative. He then decided to examine my breast. He found a lump and made an appointment for an ultrasound. He reassured me it was nothing, not to worry, that women my age don't get breast cancer. The ultrasound went fine. I wasn't too worried. The doctor asked me if I had family history of breast cancer, and I said no. I got a phone call the next day. They told me the lump was bigger than expected and I need to meet a specialist to have a needle biopsy. They told me to go to hospital 2 weeks later and not to worry. This is protocol for everyone. He explained the procedure, then placed the needle into the lump and removed some tissue. He told me the sample would be sent to the lab and I'd get my results in 2 to 10 days. I wasn't worried. They called me several days later. They told me I needed to come to the hospital the next day to talk to a doctor. I started to get worried. I knew something was going on. I sat down across from him. I was so nervous. Felt like forever waiting for him to talk. Everything felt like it was in slow motion. You have stage 3 breast cancer, he said to me. At that moment, my world stopped. I completely collapsed. All I could think of was death and how I'll never achieve my goals. I'll never buy my own house. I'll never travel the world. I'll never watch my siblings grow up. I'll never have children. I'll never fall in love and get married.
If anything, I find myself more like an empty shell.
The day I was diagnosed with cancer was the worst day of my life. I felt sick to my stomach. I felt like I was in a bad dream. Nothing felt real. The doctor told me I need to have chemotherapy to shrink down the tumour. Then I'd need a lumpectomy, the surgery, to remove it. My first round of chemo was the most nerve-wracking by far. The doctor told me what to expect, but now it was actually real. I got bored of my book and started to look at the people around the room. I wondered what their stories were. The chemo made me feel constantly sick. I felt like I was on a boat. I was so nauseous, I couldn't concentrate at all. She saw I was getting bored, so she offered me a magazine. I said thank you and she smiled at me. I could tell she's been doing this for a while. Everything was becoming so real. They told me their stories and they sounded so brave. I introduced myself to the group. Hi everybody, my name's Alice. I'm 21. I've recently been diagnosed with breast cancer. I've had 2 sessions of chemo and I've got a long, long way to go. It was scary to talk to these completely random people, but I knew that everyone in this room was in the same boat. She introduced herself to me. Her name was Kaylee. She was 22 and she had advanced lung cancer. She gave me her number and told me if I needed to talk, she'd be there. Our friendship really blossomed from then on. We had so much in common, it was like we've known each other for years. I was getting so sick of this happening to me. I had to do something to stop it. She was always there for me, even in the hardest times. After that point, Kaylee started to push me to do things I was too scared to do alone. Like trying new foods, and learning a new language. Getting over my stupid fears. Finding the real meaning of life. Fighting against cancer. That was one of the best days of my life. We enjoyed our time together and laughed so much my stomach hurt. Although we only knew each other for a while, she was like a sister to me. I've never had a more better or close friend than her in my life. And I'll never forget the things she did for me. She pushed me to be better when I thought I couldn't. She made me realise that I was more than just a cancer patient. I was weak, and she made me strong. Now, I live every day to the fullest with Kaylee. I pushed myself to do things I'd never be able to do before I met her. She was so inspiring and strong.
I find myself.
They say bad things happen so good things can fall together. I think she was my good thing, and I'll never forget her.
More like an empty shell. To know if anybody understands the lack of control I have on my life, I'm begging. I would like to know if anybody else can see the stain that's on my soul.